I don't really dress for summer, but I like the fact that you look like a proper beam of sunshine.
It's a beach hoodie. I bought one in the sale because I thought it's kind of toweling, so it's ideal kind of throw on if you've been. Now I don't go to the beach. Look at the colour of me. I mean that's ridiculous. But I had a shower earlier on, so I just flung it on, and it's so comfy and long. I've got shorts on as well, but I just thought I'm going to keep it on. It's right, like really cool.
Absolutely perfect. I need to just address my summer wardrobe at some point, but I don't know. The black is kind of summer. This is a jumpsuit, so it's
Black is
summery,
all
but
year. Black
it's
is
not been
all
very summer.
year.
Today's been weird. Is it windy where you are? It's really windy here today. So like nice weather comes fleeting, and then it's like blown away again by the wind and loads of clouds roll in.
Honestly, for July, it's rubbish, isn't it? I mean, I don't like the summer. I'm an autumnal winter person, but there should be seasons, right? So this morning, beautiful sunshine. It was gorgeous this morning, beautiful. Then we had rain. Then the sun came back. Now it's pouring with rain and windy. I mean, it's just like I hope it changes before the kids break up because it's so expensive to keep kids occupied if you've got to pay to go somewhere.
Yes.
It's really quite rubbish, and a lot of my friends love the summer. I don't personally, but I would never begrudge it anyone else. We have such a short one in England anyway, in Britain, don't we? It's a bit rubbish to be fair, but it's muggy.
Yeah, I mean here it's quite cool today, not muggy, but it's the wind that like whips children into a
Yeah,
frenzy. So we went through a walk earlier, and small person was just like squealing in the wind, and we tried to have a race, and the wind was just battering us from all sides as we're like racing down the street. So yeah, we've been in and out all day. Well, school this morning and then in and out this afternoon. And we're going strawberry picking tomorrow afternoon. I can't wait. I haven't done that
oh,
for
I used to love
years.
doing that when I was a kid. Oh, that's lovely. You
Yeah,
get
first,
sick of strawberries though, but apart from
well,
that, it's good fun.
this is it. I feel like I might have a small person who like overindulges and then never will look at a strawberry again, but we'll see.
It's trying to stop little man from eating it as he's going around and making himself sick.
Yeah, exactly. I
That's the
mean,
challenge.
yeah, and hopefully we're going to pick some for us and then some for my mum. So at least the motive might be to not eat them all because Mama, wants to eat them.
I used to love doing that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
such
I
a
can
fun
remember
day
doing
out.
it. Yeah, I just don't think I've done it as an adult, probably. So I thought, right, I need to pass this on to the next generation the
I
joy
have.
of picking strawberries, sticky hands, and clothes spattered with red. I might have to put him in a red t shirt preemptively.
That might be sensible. Then you won't see it, so it don't matter.
Yeah, get a Spider Man t shirt on or something. So,
I've
how
built
far have you
I've
read
built a
anything?
book cart today. I built another book cart. I've already got two,
Oh, nice.
and then I designed the bookmarks for the indie horror book convention at the end of
Excellent.
August. So I've printed that and I've got those ordered. I've had a very productive day, really.
That's very good. Well, like I said, I've been in and out doing all sorts, and then I've hardly read anything this month. I've got to So 4th of July, aren't we? And I'm only like halfway through a book still, and I'm not probably going to read tonight. I'm just editing now because my editing deadline is end of July. So I'm feeling quite confident at the moment, but I'm at that point where I've sort of ripped it to shreds. I put all my editor's comments, the way I do it, I don't apply the edit straight away. I put the comment on the document
Yeah.
and I act on it all in one go. I like the comment to be there so I can ponder it. So my document at the minute has got like hundreds of comments on it. And then at the weekend I've then got 3 weeks to actually go through and act on the comments. So it's a slight panic point because I don't know how long some of them are going to take me. There's nothing mega, but I've
Do
just
you
got
like the
to.
story? Do you like the story, the actual bones of the story? Do you like it?
Yeah, do you know what? And the editor said as well that the structure of it is great. There's
Yeah.
because my agent absolutely, we really hammered this one before it went out on submission. So yeah, and I love the book. I love the concept and everything about it. But I'm just at that point now where I want it to be the best thing I've ever written. I want each book to be better than the last. So I really want to just refine and make sure everything makes sense because again, I keep doing this to myself. It's a little bit complicated in places, and it's the timeline that's tricky in this one. Like working out again, it's quite a short time frame, like the Mina books. So I've got to kind of like, does this happen the same day or does it happen the next day? And and some of
Timelines
my
are different, aren't they?
they are, and hopefully it'll read effortlessly at the end, but it's not effortless when I'm in it. But yes, that's my plan.
Do you
How
plot
about
out in books?
what's that? Sorry.
Do you plot everything out in a book or on screen?
So some things I do. At the moment, I'm tracking one thread through the whole book of one particular thing that I want to look at, and my editor
Right.
wants me to look at. So I make notes of where that thing appears and how it presents, if you know what I mean. And then I can look at that summary and go, okay, so in that chapter, this character does this, and the next one they do that, and I can check that it progresses sensibly. So I do stuff like that on paper, and then do other stuff in my comments, like I said, sort of just apply comments to the document and then act on them, delete them off when I know that I've done them.
I was talking to I'm in a chat group for a lot of UK indie authors, and they were talking about how they keep a track of the timelines and the characters and stuff. And it's fascinating to me how different people work. I work wise, because I work in accounts like Kev. I use the whiteboard on Windows, and I'll use sticky notes to keep a timeline of all of the budget streams. And so one of the authors was like, well, I might try that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is. I've not actually used that.
Yeah, so you can it's like a whiteboard. It's on Office 365. And I'm sure that Kevin will know where it is. And it's, and you can write on it like a whiteboard. And then you can put sticky notes on as well, which is great fun. And she says, oh, I didn't know that was available. I said, yeah, if you've got updated Windows, it'll be on there.
Ooh,
and so she's going to give it a go. So, but yeah, people use books. People use they one of them's got a wall in her office, and she just covers it. She covers it in stickies and string, like one of those, like when people go to a crime scene.
Yeah, I love a murder board. Yeah, well, I carry a murder board in this book because I hate sticking stuff on a wall and then it falling off. So I put Post-its in one of these giant books, and then I can close the book and know that everything is where it should be.
Everybody's got a way, haven't they? It just fascinates. That process fascinates me,
Yeah, and it just all comes together in a nice cohesive book at the end, hopefully. Like whatever journey you've taken and whatever process you've used, this book's been a long time in the editing, and then a long time. It doesn't come out till next year, like latter end of next year. So it's been a long time in the writing, editing, and then I can't even talk about it yet. So it's going to be one of those books.
It'll come round. I tell you something. Last week was 6 months to Christmas.
That's wild.
Do you know what I mean? It's terrifying because it won't be any time at all. Won't be any time at all before he's out.
Oh, by Christmas I'll be talking about it, I think. So fingers crossed. We've got plans for when we're going to announce and stuff. So I've just got to be patient. It's actually, looking at the calendar, it's actually not that long now. So
it's not. I saw you got Dawn's book today, didn't you?
Yes.
Today you got Dawn's book. That looks good, actually. I've pre-ordered it.
It came end of last week, I think, but I've not had a chance to kind of do anything with it.
It looks fab.
I will post, I promise. But yeah, it does.
But I think she's got 7 or 8 weeks till it comes out or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's come really quick from when she first mentioned it, which was like the end of last year.
Yeah.
And you're like, blimey, 2 months and it's here. It just come round really quick. I've pre-ordered that. It looks cracking.
I'm planning to read that next after I'm reading Kendara's Buffy book still, which is no reflection on the book. It's just a reflection on me. It's very good. I'm just slow at the moment.
Are you enjoying it? Is this the third one?
Yeah, this is the final one in the trilogy, and it's really good. I'm reading in 2-minute stints and then having to go and do something else, whether it's like house and life and family stuff or editing, and then reading is the thing that just gets squeezed out with me. Like I know it's the thing that'll still be there when I get back, and the other stuff needs doing. So I have to bump reading. And
summer's difficult as well, because if the weather's decent, then you just want to get out, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
And do stuff and get things done. So I'm probably, my average is about 25 to 30 books a month, and I'm probably averaging 18 to 20, even for me. Just because I am, just doing other stuff because I can get out and about the garden and stuff like that. So I think the summer's a slower months for people reading.
Yeah, probably. And then winter gets dark so early, you just want to curl up and
with a book, exactly. And you start reading at 5 o'clock in the winter because it's pitch black.
Yeah, exactly.
So whereas I think it's just a different seasons, isn't it?
No, it is. And speaking of that, what are you reading tonight?
I'm reading this one. I think you've already read this.
I have. What do you think of it so far?
I haven't started it yet.
Okay.
Because I've purposely kept it for tonight. And I was so impressed. This is the Amazon pre-order.
Okay.
And it's a signed edition.
Oh, really?
With bonus with bonus material in the back
That's
and his
amazing.
sprayed edge.
That's so
I didn't
lovely.
even know. Yeah, signed. I didn't even know that Amazon did that.
No, I didn't.
I had
That's
to
good.
check if I'd ordered it from Waterstones by accident. It's beautiful. It's like it looks like I don't know if yours is the same, but it looks like snake skin on the
No,
front.
mine's really, because it's the proof, mine's really shiny. So it's just
Yeah.
like cheap, shiny proof paper.
So this is kind of, it's actually raised and it feels like snake skin.
That's cool. I might have to get a finished copy. I was really lucky. I just happened
Yeah,
to see
signed.
that. I saw somebody at Titan that had them at the at Comic Con that I went to in May, and I was like, please, I really want to read this. I've never read a Paul Tremblay book before. Please take pity on me, and they did, and they gave me it.
I was so impressed because it wasn't the most expensive, and it's a signed copy.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
really
really impressed. But I'm looking forward to it. I saw you enjoyed it, so I thought, it's
I
a
really
slasher in
enjoyed
it, so I'm
it.
bound to enjoy it.
I haven't picked up other Paul Tremblay because it tends to be quite dark, I think, in terms of like grief and emotions and like stuff to do with couples. And I can't cope with things like that. Like
families,
that's just it's just not fun for me. So anything, if I get an inkling of that from a blurb, I just don't read it. But this one, it is very dark, and some of the ways that certain characters are treated is absolutely like appalling.
Marvelous.
But I know, but it's really compelling and really psychological. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did.
I'm really looking forward to it. I really love Paul Tremblay's writing, but I do understand because majority of them are about families. My favourite one of his is A Head Full of Ghosts, which still plays on my mind now. That's what such a good book it is. But it does involve that from childhood to adulthood. And so if you have kids, it wouldn't probably be good. It's a great, but it is deeply it's deeply disturbing, but not in the way you think. And it plays on your mind afterwards. It's fabulous. Cabin in the Woods is brilliant.
Yeah.
Or Cabin at the End of the World, yeah. But yeah, it's called Cabin in the Woods when they filmed it, wasn't it? But
again, I'm not that keen on apocalypse stuff because it feels a bit too much like it could happen.
I love dystopian things. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm less into dystopian now because it tends to feel a bit too close to reality, and I just get a bit messed up by it.
Especially, I read an arc recently of one that was really dark about, and it was like set 5 years after the COVID pandemic, when a new strain came in.
Oh gosh!
And wiped out the whole world, and there was like a small group of survivors, and because it sent everybody crazy, it led to kind of like a nuclear war. So it went into a nuclear winter. It was absolutely brilliantly done, but I thought that could happen actually.
Yeah, I know that I can't cope with because my brain would go there and I'd worry about that for the next 6 months. So I just can't.
I prefer alien infections. Do you like the idea of somebody, something coming from space? I prefer that.
Have you watched very well done. Have you watched The Faculty, the horror film?
Faculty, I love
it's one of my favorite films, and I love that. Elijah Wood says a quote, if aliens were going to come to the earth, would they come down and blow up the White House Independence Day style, or would they come in through the back door? And I just found that so chilling. I was like, this it would.
It's true, isn't it? And I love the guy. Was it Josh? Is it Josh Hartnett, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Josh Hartnett's amazing. We saw him.
I just love him in anything. I love him.
He went to the West End. We saw him playing Tom Cruise's character in Rain Man, the Dustin Hoffman film. They did a play of it at the West End. And he was great. And I got to very briefly meet him, although he was running into the theatre. I
just think he's a fantastic actor.
He is. He's very faceted with his emotions and stuff. Like, I love Wicker Park as well. That's like a kind of romantic one. Film. Yeah, really.
I went to the cinema to see Faculty, and it was one of the only horror films I watched where I didn't guess.
Yeah, that ending. Yeah,
who the alien was. I didn't guess it, and when it was revealed, I was like, "Oh!" I love it when a film does that. When a film surprises me.
Yeah, it disguised it really well. Like, that was the whole film kind of rested on that moment, and I think that it was a great film anyway. But yeah, it was really, really well done.
I love that other girl. Is it Clea Duvall, isn't it? Clea Duvall.
Yeah. Oh, she's amazing,
and I love her. She's just She's very actually the whole cast of that is remarkable. Actually,
Yeah,
I'll have
even
to
like
watch
the
it again.
adult cast are really good as well,
Yeah.
like Famke Janssen and
Oh, she's so pretty, isn't she? Such a beautiful woman, man.
yes, and there's one of the American TV hosts, so I can't remember his name, but he says a really funny line in it that then happens to him. It's great. Maybe I should just do this thing and then it does happen. Sorry, anybody who then watches it, forget I just said that.
Oh, I've got it on my Skybox, so I'm going to watch that later.
Yeah, you should. I'm thinking I want to dig my DVD out. We've just got the DVD player out to watch Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater in, and it's made us go,
right. God, that's a
what
flash from the
film?
past.
Oh God, I love that film so much. It is so good. Again, it's one that it's just like about society and what it feels like to be a teenager. It's so
It is.
realistic.
It is, yeah.
And it handles so many subjects so well. Right, let's jump to the comments and then do a sprint.
Hi, Stephen. Hi, Katie.
Katie.
Hello, Mary.
Ooh, that's exciting. I love it when you write at the end of the book. Hello.
Hello.
What, Caroline?
A little bit of a fantasy.
I have it. Should I read it? Somebody convinced me that I needed to buy it because I know the editor. I don't know whether she edited it or whether she now is working on it. But Yasmin Morrissey worked at Scholastic on our anthology and the Mood, Simon and Schuster, and she works on those books. And she convinced me that I needed to order it. So I do own that book. Do I need to read it, Caroline?
Is that the one with all the? Is that the one with the purple foliage on the front and the blade?
Yes, I think so.
I've seen it a lot on TikTok. I think on BookTok.
Yeah, it's very, very popular. Hi, Nadine.
Fable.
Ooh.
That sounds like a plan. Have you got a nice glass of wine, Lovey?
That sounds excellent, Katie. I hope you have. Riley Sager. I need to read more Riley Sager. Have you read much, Sharon?
I find it hit and miss. Some of them I've loved, and some of them I've DNF'd. So, yeah, it's kind of So I haven't read that one, so I don't know. But hopefully, it's brilliant though.
I've only read once, and I enjoyed it. So I didn't love it, but it was his first one. So I feel like a first book of an author is always going to be like just kind of dipping their toes in quite often, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
I did.
I need to
love
watch
that
it
series
more intently. It was one of those where I think I was really busy, so I didn't properly watch it. I was like hastily editing or something, so I need to actually watch it now.
It's also Caroline. That's my favourite era, like Victorian and Edwardian Gothic horror is my favourite thing in the world. If I had to choose one genre of horror, that would be it. And so that kind of went into so many of the myths and legends of Gothic horror that it was just.
I need to watch it again because I don't think I've truly appreciated it. That's good to know.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
I mean, that is the gold standard in fantasy as far as I'm concerned. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, we'll have a cup of tea, my darling.
I don't drink, Katie, and chocolate
Neither
is my equivalent. But yeah, I've found other things because I stopped enjoying it and decided that I'd much rather have like a nice fizzy drink when I'm out, like a Fentimans or some kind of elderflower or something makes me happier than a glass of wine. And now I spend all my money on stuff like matcha. I bought a matcha tea like selection box from Bird and Blend, and it's all different flavors because I thought matcha sounds a bit yuck. Like the ones I've had taste kind of like seaweed.
Yeah.
And he convinced me to try one in the shop, and it was raspberry ripple flavor, and it just tasted amazing. So I went home and ordered the box set of them, and they've been really good so far. Like a very subtle, like fruity flavor, the ones I've tried so far. Like with whipped milk. So because I don't like coffee either, I'm such a child in my palate. It's like nice to have a nice frothy drink that isn't coffee.
I love tea and coffee. I love tea and coffee and hot chocolate, and I like hot drinks. Cold drinks, I'm not keen on fizzy. So but I'm a bit obsessed at the moment with peach oolong tea.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
It's just so refreshing. It's just kind of so peachy and kind of palate cleansing.
Do you drink it hot or cold?
I am both. Depending how I feel. I'll make an iced tea with it sometimes, and in the day, and if I have it at night, I'll drink it warm. And but I like all sorts of tea. I'm a bit obsessed. I'm a bit of a teaholic, really.
You'll just give a matcha a try, because I was surprised. If you like frothy milk-based drinks, I was really surprised how much I liked it. And
Yeah, I
it
only have
like,
any green one, and it was like eating moss. I was
yeah,
like,
that
why
was
am I
that.
why am I eating the forest floor? Why am I
Yeah, I know
drinking a forest floor? That's ridiculous. So yeah, I
exactly.
might give it a go if I didn't realise they did flavours. I thought it was only the green.
Yeah, have a little look on Bird and Blend, because some of the
I do
flavors
love
like
them. I
peaches
love
and
their teas.
cream, strawberries and cream, and raspberry ripple I've tried so far, and they were all really nice. And
I
the
love
selection box,
peaches. I love the
it's
taste of peaches.
match is expensive, but it's like 30 something quid, I think, for the box, and you get lots of flavors to try. So it was quite a good deal, in my opinion.
My favourite is cherry green tea. I love cherry
Oh
green
yeah.
tea. If I'm gonna have, and I buy this stuff from, and it's from Mount Fiji, from the lowlands of Mount Fiji. I don't know if it is. They might be making that up. It's good. It's good advertising. And it's absolutely delicious, and I love that. That's my favourite kind of, black tea.
Will you send me the link for that? Because
Yeah,
I love trying different black teas, and your cherry one, because I'm
cherry
just
tea.
obsessed with.
It was
I
an
love a
Amazon
nice.
thing. It's like a canister,
What
but
was
it's
it?
blinking
Cherry
marvelous.
green tea. Well,
Mm.
Kev hasn't surfaced yet from upstairs. He was putting little boy down a while ago, so I'm going to go and see what's happening there and see if anybody needs some help. So I'll
Mhm.
pop the timer on. I'm going to vanish for a little bit. So I hope everybody has a lovely sprint, and that I will be joining you soon. Hello. Got totally engrossed in what I was doing there and almost missed
Hello.
it. I'm back. How did you get on?
Well, I had to briefly go and clean up cat sick, but apart from that,
Oh, no.
yeah, I'm about 70 pages in. Isn't it good?
Yeah, that's really quick,
Oh,
Sharon. I'm impressed.
oh my lord! I love the the multimedia in it, the way it's flitting between the screenplay and present day, and I just find his writing really easy to consume. Do you know, it just kind of flows really well, and it's actually there's kind of a real dark humor in there, and so yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, I think I'm on page 69. I think so. Yeah,
The main character's voice, I think, is really strong. Like, I just totally understand him as a character.
I haven't. I've got like nearly 70 pages in, and I don't think they've mentioned his name once yet.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe not.
They haven't mentioned his name. I'm pretty sure he's just he doesn't even. No, they've not mentioned it at all, which I find really interesting. Because it's in his voice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
most of it's really it's in his perspective. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm enjoying it. I see if other people do this, but I can't read hardbacks with the covers on.
See, most people seem to do what you do. I leave the covers on. I don't know why. I think
It
partially
really
because I tend to
irritates
lose
me.
them. Well, I lose them if I take them off, or like they get really bent, and then I'm cross with myself that they've got
But you've got
spoiled.
a small human in your
Well,
house.
and
I
I've got
haven't
an
got that. So
erratic reader who
I
just
just
puts
put
down.
I just put it on the side there. It really because I find reading hardbacks really hard because of my hands. Um, physical books at all really, but it just they irritate me, so I always take them off. But yeah, it's a lovely color, isn't it? I love the black and red.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I kind of want the physical copy, but I'm resisting because I've got the proof. I'm buying too many books. I'm trying to really slow down with the constant stream of books to the house, and it's not easy. So I ended up going upstairs to sort a little person out, then came down and I finished the edit thing that I wanted to finish today. So I'm happy with that. And then it was a bit of a tangle, but as I got to the end, I realised that the tangle kind of resolves itself. So I think that there's something I need to check for the first like 2/3 of the book. I flagged where I need to check it. So it shouldn't be too bad a job, I don't think. So yeah, in the next sprint, Kev's going to help me with some edits because he's done his edits of my current project. So I'm like applying his edits as we go. So I might turn the camera off because Kev's always in his pajamas or not wearing very much. So in the next one, the camera will go off.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It does. He's read all my books like so many times. This one actually probably less than others because I was working this alongside Mina 3. So he was reading Mina 3 and working on that while I was working on this new one. So I'm sure he'll read it many, many times because this is just my first round of edits. So there'll be multiple rounds of edits. And I need to go because I've done the thing that I always forget to do. I've been telling Jared I've been wearing an eye mask to kind of sort my eye issues out. And it's rock solid. I've not... You meant to put boiling water on it straight away and I haven't. So I think in the next sprint I need to sort my mask out because it's like
I love those. I've got one that you can either heat. It's actually got gel in it.
Yes,
so it's either so it's like you can either have it hot or cold. It's very relaxing.
I haven't tried this cold because my whole thing is like it's dry eyes and it's like opening the follicles in my eyes. So I think the cold is the opposite of what I need at the minute. But
yeah,
when I get them sorted out, I think I'll probably enjoy the cold because it does I like the when you have a facial or something and a massage and somebody puts something cold on your eyes. I always like that, and I've never owned something myself or do it. And this apparently does, but I just haven't explored it yet. But yeah, I do need to go and melt it. It's the aftercare of the thing is the only annoying part of it I found so far.
So are you still teaching a day a week at the moment, darling?
So I'm not. I did like odd days, and then September is my proper like 1 day a week, same day, same school. So I've been doing odd bits, and I've kind of said to them now that up to the summer holidays, I'm not going to do any more because I'm doing my edits, and I've got a little person who's doing like transition and stuff. So I've got too many like plates.
Too many things.
And I just think
there's only about a week left, isn't there? There's only about a week left of them anyway.
2 weeks in Doncaster, yeah. So 2 weeks and tomorrow. So I've got a lot of editing to do before then. So I need to just get my head down and edit, but it'll be fine. And I'll continue to edit in evenings. You know, this is what I've done so far. It's only now that I've got the benefit of a little bit more time. So I'll go back to my late night slogs.
Does he start school in September?
Yes, full-time school. Many
Well,
mixed.
know yourself, darling.
Do you know what? I'm going to write so many books, Sharon. All of a sudden, I'm going to be the most productive author because I've been writing like a book or two a year for the past few years, but in evenings. So imagine when I can write in the day when I'm actually awake.
I always find that's probably what you're thinking, but for the first 6 weeks, you'll be catching up on your rest.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. When my job
Yeah.
situation sort of changed in March, I thought I'd just be able to snap and go straight into it. But I went from working an office job to suddenly managing my own time. And managing my own time, I realised all the stuff I'd let slip while I was doing the office job. So I was like, right, I've got all these things in the house. And suddenly having a child can be a full-time job, as many people are like stay-at-home mums and dads. So suddenly it became a full-time job. And I was like, hang on, I'm not actually fitting the writing in. But I think September it will be different because, like, you know, little person will be at school. So
I'll go back to work in September.
So we'll both have a big change.
I'm looking forward to that, actually, a bit more kind of normality. I'm only doing 3 days a week, which is fine for me. But yeah, it'll be interesting to come back to that, because at the moment I don't really have a routine much at the moment, really. I get up and do my little bits of housework and then kind of just, I don't know. I don't know what I do. I don't know how the days just seem to get away from me.
They do.
I'm looking forward to a bit of structure.
Yeah, when I used to teach full time, I found that my school holidays were just like recovery time, which is probably what you're still in the throes of. And I, like, a whole day would go by and Kevin would come home and he'd be like, what did you do today? I'd be like,
I don't know.
Did I watch some TV? Did I read a bit and like go and sit in the garden maybe? And that's all I've got to show for a whole day. So I get it, Sharon. I've been there. And you know what? If it's what you need, you've just got to do it without any kind of guilt. Like I try and have time off when I need it now, because I used to like guilt myself so much that I'd have to work all the time every night. And now if I need a night off, I'm like, no, I'm having a night off. I don't care if I've got a deadline.
I've never had this much time off in my life since I've been working since I was 16. And I've never had this much time off. And Monday I went out for lunch with my managers. And then on the Saturday come in, I'm meeting up with actually it's a guy who creates a horror journal, horror diary.
Oh, I remember you showing it on screen. Yeah, it looked really cool.
It's called My Face Runs Red. Really nice guy called Matthew, and he lives not far from me. And him and his family are coming into Tiverton. I live in Tiverton. I probably shouldn't say that online, but anyway, you still got to find me. They're coming in on Saturday, so I'm meeting up with them, and we go into my little indie bookshop, have a coffee. Lovely. I'll probably buy books. I'll be shocked if I didn't.
That sounds
so twice in a week going out. I don't know what's happening.
I think you need to get this into your routine. You probably will find that when you've got a Thursday, Friday, and weekends to play with, the more of that sort of stuff will happen. It'll be nice.
I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm a little less scared to go out now than I was.
Good.
So, you know, I'm still not terribly stable on my legs, but I really enjoyed going out on Monday, and I'm looking forward to seeing Matthew and his family. He's got 2 little kids who are adorable. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fabulous. You deserve lovely things to look forward to. That's what you need to kind of build into your week, and then think about September now. It's not long away, and that'll be a nice.
And I was talking to Kasia the other day, you know, our lovely Kasia, because she's booked her hotel for Yauk.
Yay.
The same one she was in before, and so she'll be there early, and I'll be there Friday. So she's gonna come over, and I'm gonna take her out for tea.
Oh, that sounds very nice. I'm not sure.
Like, I'll be around all weekend if you need any help, because you know I'm not very mobile. I'm like, I'll be fine.
Oh, so, you'll be great. Well, I'm there doing book stuff, like events on the Saturday, and then the Sunday they haven't asked me to do anything, but I'm going to be there anyway. I normally end up doing something like book selling or extra filling in stuff while I'm there, so I'll be busy, but I'll also be available for some chill time and chats and what have you. So
I think reasonably, I think to myself, the only full day I'm going to do is Saturday.
Yeah,
because so Sunday I think we're going to pop in if there's something I specifically want to
Yeah.
see. And I really want to have a look at the Comic Con.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
It's going to be so great. And it's the 10th year anniversary of Yalk. So I think there'll be some nice, like, special
When they were
stuff.
revealing all those all the authors, and I was like, how many? There was so many brilliant authors, yourself included, darling,
Thank you.
coming up. And I was like, oh my God, Juno Dawson. I nearly screamed when I saw that.
Well, I just went down the list of the panel because I'm on a panel with Juno Dawson for the first
I love
time.
Juno.
And
yeah.
Mallory Blackman and
Yeah.
Katie Webber and Holly Bourne. And I just was like, what is my life that I'm on a panel with these authors? Like, I went to all the early Yalks and watched them. And like Katie Webber, I don't think was an author at the first ones. Like, I used to chat to her because she was on the Yalk committee. So she was running Yalk and then, is an author. And then, in future years, I've ended up as an author too. It's magic.
There's so many. I was really quite worried about myself, really, because I don't like fantasy, as you know, and I don't like romantasy. And I thought, I don't know how much horror there's going to be, or thriller. But actually, there's loads, loads of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So that I'm going to really enjoy. So
and
I'm really
quite a few crossover people like Juno, who is now writing more adult, and Josh Winning, who's writing more adult. So I think
can't wait to meet Josh.
He's so
lovely.
lovely.
I love Josh from the Tales Point Horror Group, you know. So hopefully Shelley's coming to Birmingham. Do you ever my book convention? So
I'm hopefully
going to
I'm going to try and come. Fingers crossed. I just never sign up for stuff too far in advance because I'm like, I don't know what my life's going to, especially just before the start of school. So
there's so many people who said they're going to try and come. I can't wait. I'm supposed to be vlogging it. I think I'll spend the whole day just hugging people.
I think you should just, try and enjoy it as well as racing around. Have you got are you on wheels that day? You can have like some
I've got a walker.
mobile. Yeah.
So it's so it'll be fine. The authors will look after me, so I'll be fine.
Good. Right, let's jump to the comments because I'm conscious of the time and I've got some more editing to do.
We do chat, don't we? Chat.
Excellent. No, chatting is lovely. That's why I like people to come with me and not sit and talk to myself like I did last week.
Yes.
Excellent.
I've got to get those books, really. I have.
I've got it
like I'd enjoy.
Yeah, I've got it waiting on my audio. Yeah, really thick. Maybe the ebook might be easier to actually physically read. Oh, that's a good title.
Oh, well done. They don't do. Are you in the States, Mary? Because they don't do giveaways in the UK.
They don't. It's really sad. And my publisher looked into it for the early Amina books to see if there was any way, and there just isn't any way around it. As a UK author, it's like you can't even put them on there. It's just
such a shame.
Hello. Oh
yeah.
I think you will be fine. I really do, because you'll have been imposing, like what I'm now doing is imposing like an artificial structure on my day. See, I know how organized you are. I'm sure you'll be fine because that will just become someone else's structure. I did find working in an office, the people I worked with were great, but I did feel like that slight cheese grater effect every now and again of, the constraints of it sometimes.
There's a freedom to it as well, because if you're working for somebody for employed, you haven't got to do your own taxes, you haven't got to do any of that, but you go in, you do your job, you leave, and you haven't got to worry. So you work longer hours if you work for yourself, and there are some positives to it, but it's a big change. It is.
I'm excited for you. It's good to have I think shaking up your working situation is really good. Like I did the same coming out of teaching and then gone back into it, but on my own terms, and now freelancing. It's like, I think a bit of a change is really good.
I know. Twice in a week. I don't know what's going on.
You should.
It's shocking.
Right, let's do another sprint. I'm going to go and sort my eye mask out.
I need a coffee, so I'm going to get a coffee for the first.
Go and have a coffee. And I'll sort my eye mask and then I'm going to turn my camera off just because, so Kev doesn't have to be on screen while he does my edits with me. So you continue to enjoy your tremblay and see you in 40 minutes. Bye-bye. Hello. That was another good sprint.
I went so quick.
I know. I got loads done. Didn't have to go upstairs this time. So I managed to actually get in the zone. Although I've just realised I didn't actually finish sorting my eye mask, so I'll need to do that in the next one. This eye mask was plaguing my whole evening. But yeah, I'm done with work for tonight. I think I've got to a good place so I can pick it up tomorrow. So that's good. Going to London at the weekend. We're going to Comic Con to meet David Bowie as Angel on Sunday.
Oh, exciting. Have you met him before?
Nope, never.
Oh,
He very,
exciting.
he very rarely does UK conventions, as far as I know. I think he's done some of those, like premium paid ones in the past, which I've done occasionally. I did a Vampire Diaries one and a Supernatural one, but I've been burned by them because sometimes if people cancel, you pay all this money and then it's like, oh, they won't give you a refund, and you're kind of stuck when the person you've gone to meet isn't there anymore. So yeah, this is, I think, his first like mainstream con, as far as I know. So
have you booked a photo?
Yes, I have.
And an autograph?
No, just photo. I tend to, if I'm going to choose, because they're quite expensive now. Like, I think it's not far from £100, is it, Kev, for the one I've done? It was expensive anyway, so I thought
expensive. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Momoa, I know he's got more famous, but the first picture I had with him was like £25 or £30, and now
I bet he's close to 100 now.
Yeah, and I always used to do that. So I'd get, like, the first time I met James Masters, I had a photograph and an autograph, because for 40 quid you could kind of get both, but things have changed a lot.
I know.
And I think the photograph is nice because you get like that face to face, kind of can say hello, and then you get the keepsake. The autograph, you tend to be able to chat a little bit, but with a queue like his, I imagine they'll move people on pretty fast. So
who else is there, Don? Anybody else interested in that?
I don't really know. I've literally just
you focused. You're focused.
Yeah, I've got no idea because I know I've not got time. We're literally just there Sunday, so I'll be in that queue for a while, have my picture. We're going to do a couple of hours of Comic Con. I think Kev's going to track down the Lego store while I'm having my picture to get some Lego for a little person, and then we're going to do a Comic Con crawl. And I've got serious like Buffy action figure. I haven't bought any for ages, so I've got them all down from the loft. I need to start displaying them all. But I'm going to take a picture so I know what I've got, because I always get there and panic and I go, I think I've got that. I don't know what is in my collection. So
my husband's has got a whole room upstairs full of action figures, 80s stuff, Doctor Who, Master of the Universe, Buck Rogers, masses of it. I don't really collect anything like that. I like little bits, like I've got little bits on my shelf, but I don't really collect any figures. But I would quite like a Freddy Funko.
Yes, yeah, they do some good Freddy ones. Like I've got a Sam from Trick or Treat bobblehead. There's a particular bobblehead company that do really good detailed ones, and I've got the Ghostface one and the Sam one, and I think they do Freddy Krueger in that company. So I need to look at that because I like the ones that look like really premium. I have got some Funko Pops, but some of them I think are better than others.
I love Freddy. He's my favourite. He's my absolute favourite. That's where I got the planter from Mayhem Made Mayhem, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Because the detail is incredible. I only got a little one, but yeah, Freddy's my favourite. And I did meet him at the Exeter Comic Con, the first one.
Amazing. That's really cool.
But the Exeter Con used to be good. They don't do it anymore now, but because you get some quite big ones, big stars there, and because it was smaller, you could spend more time having a natter.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know whether they still do Collectomania, but I used to love those, and they were similar. Like the one where I met Jason Momoa the first time and Kev met Sean Astin for the first time. It was just in a little football. It was in a little football stadium. So literally you'd get to the front of the queue and there might only be a couple of people behind you. So you kind of felt like you could have a chat. And I sprained my foot when I went, and Jason Momoa was so lovely because I was there with crutches and like hobbling around, and he was there to help with the crutches. He helped me get into the spot. So I kind of had a little chat with him, and that was it. I was just smitten, and I was like, every time I can meet this man, I'm going to do it. He's lovely.
It's nice when people actually turn out to be nice people, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a bad day. It was Showmasters, I think, that was in Exeter. It used to be at West Point.
Yeah,
I think it was Showmasters, I think.
Yeah, I don't know whether Showmasters were affiliated with Collectomania or London Film and Comic Con. They're all a bit
They're all a
into
bit of a
winter.
muchness now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and I there've been some years that have been absolutely amazing, and others I go for like one person, but because it's him, I'm prepared to go to London just for the. I
Are
mean,
you going up for the whole weekend though, are you?
yeah.
Or
So
yeah.
Saturday we're doing little boy stuff, so we're going to a transport museum and Hamleys on Saturday.
I love
And it's
Hamleys.
so good.
Oh,
I love the collectibles floor that's got all stuff from like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter.
yeah.
It's so beautiful to look at all that stuff. I just like how themed it is. There's like the whole cuddly toy area, and then I of course want to go to the Barbie floor. Nathan will want to go to the building and construction
It's
and
just
vehicles.
you walk in and you're 5 again. It's literally like you walk in and you're a child. It's just
Yeah,
wonderfully beautiful. I know Yalk is the end of November, so everything will be decorated for Christmas, won't it? But I don't
yes.
know if I can manage to get to central London. But yeah, I'd love to go to Hamleys at Christmas again.
Yeah, we don't go every time just because it's like a bit of London that we don't normally do
Yeah,
the mainstream stuff. We're either there to go to a theatre in the theatre district or we're
yeah.
doing bookshops, so we're hopping on one tube after another to get to bookshop. So I kind of don't do that whole like shopping strip because I love the Disney shop as well, and it's not massively convenient to get
I
to.
love a Disney shop.
It's the only
Yes.
one now, I think, in England. I don't know whether there's still one in Wales or somewhere, but they've slowly shut
Yeah,
them all.
they've closed them all down because there used to be one in Merrill in the Midlands where I come from. There was a Universal and a Disney shop, but they've all closed.
There was one very
So
briefly in Doncaster, but the Disney shop never took off. It was too small, really. They didn't have enough stuff in it. But the Meadowhall one was amazing, which is quite near me in Sheffield.
I wonder
And
why
that
they
one was,
closed them all. Yeah,
yeah, I think it was just because they've gone all online. I mean, the website is amazing, but
yeah.
it's not the same as seeing it in person.
No,
Something.
no. Perhaps it's overheads. I mean, everybody's got overheads these days, don't they?
Yeah.
So I do. I love Disney. I love Disney. Who doesn't love Disney? I love Disney.
Well, I told you we got married there, I think, did I?
Yeah, you
And we
do.
got engaged there. And we're creating a small Disney addict. We're back there end of October, early November. So we should get Halloween and Christmas there.
So which one are you in Florida?
Paris, because Florida, I think, is just that little bit too far at the moment. And
For
I
the
don't
little one,
think,
yeah.
I think the rides, like, we wouldn't fully utilize. I think when a kid's like maybe 7 and they're tall enough and brave enough to go on all the big stuff, I think that's because, like, say, Florida, my favorite place is Typhoon Lagoon, the water theme park.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff would just be too scary, I think, for now. I don't think we'd end up doing most
Something
of
you
it.
do when he's a bit older in it. And but yeah, Halloween and Christmas will be fabulous.
Yeah, I hope so.
All
Kevin
the
and I
big
did
the big
sort of
Mickey
accidentally once.
pumpkins and
Oh,
I
well,
love it.
we did Halloween when Nathan was 2, and for Kev's 30th, we've done it, but we didn't realise that it changes over to Christmas on the 1st of November. So this time we've done it intentionally. Well, I think last time we did it, we just went before Halloween, so we missed the changeover. But this time we should get. I'm going to spend so much money because I love Disney Christmas and I love Disney Halloween merch.
My sister and her wife, they absolutely love Disney, mad Disney fans. They go for like 4 or 5 weeks at a time to Florida every couple of years. And they were there over October, November, and it was literally they went to bed and everything was Halloween, and they woke up and there was just massive Christmas trees. They literally did it overnight.
It's amazing. We
It's
went
amazing.
to Halloween. See, we don't do the night stuff now because obviously really small person, but Kev and I used to do like the late night things, and we did the late night Halloween party. So they were there till like midnight, and then the next morning you come in at 8 o'clock and it's changed. So
There's hundreds of Christmas trees everywhere. You're like, wow,
it's
so
amazing.
efficient.
That's the Disney experience, I think. Like, you see a kid drop the popcorn. I mean, particularly the Florida one. I think Paris, they're slightly less proactive with the customer care because it's just a slightly different culture. But in America, like, a kid drops the popcorn and suddenly there's 3 members of staff there, like one cleaning it up, one presenting them with another popcorn, and another making sure they're all
magic,
right.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's so lovely.
Yeah.
I think Paris is slightly, I think America, it's kind of that double of the American, like, customer service industry being such a thing. Plus the Disney thing, it's just extra heightened customer care. I think it's just
amazing. It is like the main. It's like that's the pinnacle of Disney, really. The Florida one, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we've been to the LA one so far, and that was really good, but it was smaller. And I want to go to the Japan one at some point.
I've been to all of them except Paris.
Paris is
Because
good.
I went to them, I've been to them all except Paris.
Paris is quite similar to LA, I think, in terms of scale. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have the feel of the Florida one. It's it's so epic and so massive, like, because they've got all that land.
I can't do the walking now, so it's impractical, but it's also incredibly expensive.
Oh, it is. It's got even worse. And there's ways that the money that they get out of you, for riding on, even paying on the rides is like premium.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to skip the queue now, you've got to pay. And it was like 12 quid to get to queue jump on just one Spider-Man ride. And can you imagine doing that for
Wow.
every ride? You can pay like a daily premium amount, but it's like 100 quid or something.
It's
So
like the
we
rope drop down there. You pay extra for the rope drop so you could go in early or something.
Yeah, so
I know a lot of my friends do that.
we're staying in a park hotel to get in early. That's one of the main reasons, and you get your tickets included. And that used to be loads more expensive, but now it isn't that much more expensive because everything else has got more expensive.
Everything's expensive, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yes. But
Yes.
worth doing.
I've been trying to avoid the voting all day.
Oh,
Every
see,
time
I haven't seen much of it around here. We did a postal vote because there isn't
So did I.
there isn't a super convenient place for us. I think some of the schools do it, but a lot of the schools around here try to stay open. So it's not. There used to be a school really near us that did it and doesn't now.
I did a postal just because I can't get there now without car. But yeah, so I've had at least 4 people knock on the door today.
Really? We've not had anybody, but then again, we were out. I was in the morning, and then we've been out a lot of the afternoon. But
it's very closely fought here. So
yeah, see, here isn't particularly. I mean, I'm a bit out of touch with it all. It's historically been a Labour seat with us, I think, and I think votes around here, it doesn't make that much. I mean, obviously every vote does, but it doesn't make much of a difference.
This is a historically conservative seat because a lot of older people. But the person he was a lovely man, did a lot for the area, and he retired recently, so it's an open seat. So I think that's probably why.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
So everything to play for you.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've not been following it enough to know. The news at the moment is just like, but I'm trying to keep abreast of world affairs to some extent, but just got so much like actual life stuff going on, in my immediate life that keeping on with the outside world just seems too much.
It's depressing as well, a lot of it, to be
fair.
It
is. Every time I try and Google like what's happening, in the Ukraine and stuff, I'm like, I want to know.
It just makes you sad. It just makes me sad. I'm already sad.
Yeah, exactly. You probably need to just don't watch the news at all. Like, find some puppies and kittens online if you need to watch something. Right, let's do the last sprint. The comments have gone quiet. So I think I'm going to go and watch Good Girls Guide to Murder. I've started watching that on BBC.
It'd be interesting to see if it's any good.
Do you know what? I am enjoying it so far, but it's one of those I'm having to set the book aside and just because some of it's
very different.
It's not. And for the first 5 minutes, I kept saying to Kev, "That's like the book. That's not like the book. And I was like, no, I've just got to not do this."
You're driving mad.
And some of it I just can't remember because I haven't read the book for probably years now. So yeah, it will be years. So I can't remember enough. So I've just had to set it aside and see it as a different thing. And as a different thing, it's pretty good. I might recommend. So yeah, let's do 30 minutes. And did I ask you, have you read much? Have you read any more of the book? How's it going?
I'm about 150 pages in now.
Still happy?
Yes. It's a bit weird, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah. Do you know
I like the fact it's weird.
Certain horror books, you feel like your brain's a bit itchy the whole time that you're reading them. I don't know whether you get that where there's this slight feeling of discomfort. I had that all the way through that book, and I just had to. For me, it was a binge read in like a day or two, just because I had to know.
It's an uneasy feeling that you're not quite sure what's going on, but it's something bad.
I kept saying that to Kev, like, this is really good, but I've got no idea what's happening.
Yeah,
right now.
he's like, how bad is this going to get, actually?
Yeah.
So, it's very, very good.
Yeah.
It's easy to consume. It's very easy to read, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't think you will find it the least bit extreme because I was fine. But I think you'll enjoy the journey.
I think he's more of a creepier than a horror.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff I've read is more, it's like creepy stuff that kind of itches in your brain.
Yeah.
As opposed to being outright scary. Very little scares me these days, to be fair. But,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it, yeah.
Good.
I
Let's
do
go
need to
and
go to the
do
bathroom
another.
though.
Yeah, do another sprint, and we'll catch up after. See you in a bit.
Bye bye, lovies.
Hello. Got a bit caught up in Good Girls there, and it just meowed and made me jump across the room. Oh, sorry, I
Sorry,
can't.
I'm still on mute. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I am. It's interesting. It's one of those that keeps you it pulls you through the narrative, and I can't remember enough about who's responsible for everything. So I am still guessing, even though I sort of know some of it.
That's
So yeah,
probably a
it's
good
good.
thing.
Yeah, it's good that I don't know everything, because I think that whenever you know, and you've read the book and you watch the film, generally it's a different experience, isn't it? So
Yeah.
how's it going? I bet you've nearly finished the book by now at this point, Sharon.
No, I'm about halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I'm going to carry on.
I thought you might. We've got about 2 minutes of this episode to watch, so I think I'm going to go finish this and then go to sleep because I'm tired. And like I said, we've got London at the weekend, and I need to pack. And packing is a big endeavour these days. It's not just a few things in a bag and hope for the best. As long as I used to be like, if I am in the summer, if I had contact lenses and sun cream, I was always like, I'm fine. If I've forgotten a few things, I've forgotten. But I have to pack with military precision now. I've got like a printed list that I print out every time we go away and tick off, even for 1 night.
Yeah, I know. I've got to pack as well twice this year. I haven't packed for years. So
yeah,
that's going to be weird.
Good fun. Have some little outings to look forward to.
Yeah, it's nice to have something to look forward to. I've lost my voice, sorry. I spent 3 days singing at Glastonbury over last weekend.
Oh, brilliant. I haven't watched much of it. I need to. I need to have some of the recordings. I saw bits, but it wasn't any of the people I was desperate to see. I'd really like to see Shania Twain randomly. I used to love Shania.
I love Shania Twain. It was great. That was brilliant. I loved Keane and James, and I mean a lot of the outside people, not the big ones specifically. So yeah, it was good fun. I enjoyed it.
Nice to be.
And you can flick between the stages on the BBC. So
yeah, it's really good.
I do.
Don't have to go, and you get to watch probably more of it than if you actually were there.
I couldn't do the walking now. In the 80s and 90s, I went to every one, but it was smaller then.
I've only been to one festival. I went to Leeds one year, and it was an amazing lineup. It was like all my favourite bands crammed in, like Paramore, Blink-182, Weezer. It was so good, like all my punk pop favourites. But I didn't enjoy the atmosphere of it. I found, especially by the end, the bands I liked were the last two, and everyone was really drunk and on stuff around us, and like they were throwing pints, but they weren't pints of beer, they were pints of wee, and it was just like, it was really pretty, and I don't know, not my thing. I liked it during the day when it was this, like you said, the smaller bands, and we were sitting on the grass listening to them. Like I really like a band called Motion City Soundtrack, and they were great, and it was just nice and quiet when they were on.
I mean, I used to be a session singer and musician, so I used to I was always at a gig or something. Most of my life, every night I was somewhere seeing somebody. No, I just listen to it on the telly.
Yeah, I think I prefer that. And I've been to see like most of my favourite bands now. I've still not seen Green Day. Don't know whether they'll get back together for me to do that. But I've seen, people like All American Rejects, and I think the live experience is a bit intense for me. I prefer being a bit more distant.
I really enjoyed Green Day at the Isle of Wight Festival the weekend before. They were fantastic on the telly. So yeah, yeah. I like having my own toilet. You know what I mean?
Oh, the toilets are grim. I mean, Leeds, even after a few hours in, they were horrible. That is the real takeaway. Don't use festival.
I like to sit on my own toilet.
Yeah.
At my age.
Nothing wrong with that. Right. I think it's time for bed. Everybody else in the comments, there's still people watching. Thank you, people who are here. You don't need to comment. It's lovely that people are just watching. Thank you,
Hope
Sharon.
you're all lovely. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody.
Thank you. And I will post about mine so you can have a look at what we get up to.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a picture with Mr. Borealis.
Well, it's going to be like this. I usually do something.
Try not to be drooling, love.
Yeah, I will be. It'll be bad. I think he looks even better now, actually, than he did back in the day. So
he's aged well, I feel.
Yeah. Well, I'll be able to tell you after Sunday. I'll give you the full rundown.
All right, full rundown.
Well, thanks, Sharon. Thanks,
no worries. Bye, everybody. Bye.